Now it's time for your full weather forecast with Kraig Kraus. And Kraig, why don't you just tell us what's going on out there with the weather?
So the weather has been pretty mild here in the Peace region the last few days. We're looking at like 0 degrees, 2, 3, even in the plus. That's going to change as we progress here into the weekend. Temperatures are going to drop to about -2, -3. So again, road conditions on Saturday morning are going to be pretty poor, so be very cautious out there. It's going to be a little bit slick. It's also been a little bit slushy too. I've been walking to work these past few days. I'm walking to work, right? I'm going through like 3 feet of snow. I'm covered in snow from pretty much my toes all the way to my chest. Unbelievable. Obviously, I'm wearing a white shirt today, so you can't see it. That's why I'm wearing a jacket. But it's been pretty treacherous out there. But again, this weekend, temperatures are dropping to the -2, 3 in that range. So again, be very cautious out there. And we'll get into that Farmer's Almanac right now. And let's begin with today's sunrise, 9:05 a.m. Today's sunset, yes, 4:35. Days are getting shorter and shorter. Next full moon, December 3rd, which is around the corner. Where has this month gone? Average temperature today in the Peace region was -6. And the low tonight will hover around -14. And the barometric pressure, 101 kPa. And let's take a look at Dawson Creek. The high this afternoon was 4 degrees. It was a beautiful afternoon here in Dawson Creek. Record high of 12, and that was set in 69. And the record low was set back in 1990 at -34. And then for Chetwynd, very similar as Dawson Creek, 4 degrees was the high this afternoon. Record high of 11 set in 2008, and the record low was set in 2014 at -33. And then for Fort St. John, a little colder than Chetwynd in Dawson Creek. It was 2 degrees today. Record high of 11 set in 69, and just 8 years prior in 61, the record low was set at -36. And then Fort Nelson, a little different than everywhere else today. -14 was the high, record high of 7 set in 88, and the record low was set in 61 at -37. Okay, let's take a look at that regional forecast, and I'll rejoin you in your living rooms one last time. And let's begin up in Fort Nelson, -17 expected for tomorrow. There are some clouds moving into the area tonight, and that'll affect the next 24 hours out in Fort Nelson. But just a mixture of sun and cloud, no rain or snow in the forecast. And if we take a look at Dawson Creek, Fort St. John, and Chetwynd, pretty similar. The only difference is Fort St. John will be a little colder. It'll be 0 degrees. Dawson Creek and Chetwynd will be 2 degrees, but again, a 30 to 40% chance of flurries throughout the next day. And then down in Tumbler Ridge, temperatures are plummeting in Tumbler Ridge, -3 expected to be the high tomorrow afternoon. But again, some clouds moving into the Tumbler Ridge area tonight, and that'll affect the majority of tomorrow. And then out in Hudson's Hope, 1 degree expected for tomorrow afternoon with just a mixture of sun and cloud. But let's cross that border into Alberta. We'll take a look at Spirit River, -1 expected for tomorrow. Mixture of sun and cloud throughout the morning and afternoon. And as we roll down to Grand Prairie, also -1 expected for tomorrow, and cloud coverage will affect the entirety of the day tomorrow. And let's take a look at that 5-day forecast for Fort St. John. And we will begin with tonight. Yes, some clouds are moving into the region, and they are carrying some of that fluffy stuff that falls from the sky. So that'll begin tonight with a low of -3. And as we go into Friday, temperatures rise to 0 degrees in the afternoon. But again, a 30 to 40% chance of flurries throughout the entirety of the last day of the work week. But look at that. The first day of the weekend, Saturday, will be beautiful. No clouds in the sky, just sunshine with a high of -4. And then we roll into Sunday. Temperatures drop a little bit to -5, but again, sunshine throughout the entirety of the day. And then for the first day of the work week, Monday, -1. So temperatures rising to -1 with a mixture of sun and cloud. And then for Dawson Creek, very similar as Fort St. John. So tonight, yes, there will be some clouds up in the sky. No snow tonight, though, in the forecast, with a low of -3. And then for Friday, that is when we might see the snow arrive here in Dawson Creek, 2 degrees in the afternoon. Saturday, -4 with a low of -12 leading into Sunday. And then temperatures will rise to -5 in the afternoon there for Sunday, with pure sunshine all day long. And then Monday, temperatures rise even more, 4 degrees to -1, and there will be some cloud coverage throughout the day. And if we take a look at BC and Alberta, we begin in the middle of the province in Prince George. 1 degree expected for tomorrow afternoon. Yes, there is a 30 to 40% chance of flurries throughout the next few days out in Prince George. And then down in Vancouver, 7 degrees. But again, what else is new? More rain expected in Vancouver, and that's going to continue for the next 4 to 5 days in Vancouver. So if you're headed down to Vancouver, have your rain boots and your umbrella ready to go. And if we take a look at Prince Rupert, very similar conditions as Vancouver. More rain in the forecast with a high of 5 degrees, so temperatures staying pretty mild. And if we cross the border once again, we'll take a look at Edmonton, hovering around that border of -1 degree in Edmonton with a mixture of sun and cloud. And then down in Calgary, warm conditions continue in Calgary. 5 degrees expected for tomorrow afternoon with a mixture of sun and cloud. And if we take a look at our great nation, we always begin in Regina, and that is where we will begin tonight. Regina will be 2 degrees tomorrow afternoon with overcast conditions throughout the next 24 hours. And then in Winnipeg, beautiful conditions for the great city of Winnipeg. 1 degree expected for tomorrow. But yes, there are some clouds moving into the region tonight, and that'll affect the next day for Winnipeg. And then in Western Ontario, Thunder Bay, warm temperatures in Thunder Bay. This is kind of strange for this time of the year, but people in Thunder Bay aren't complaining. 4 degrees for tomorrow with some cloud coverage throughout the day. And then down in Southern Ontario, Toronto, 7 degrees will be the high tomorrow afternoon. Yes, some clouds moving up through the eastern seaboard and into Southern Ontario, affecting Toronto throughout the next few days. But again, some cloud coverage, also some sunshine in the afternoon. And then for Montreal, a little colder than Toronto. 3 degrees will be the high, but again, a mixture of sun and cloud. And let me move my hips so you can take a look at the East Coast. St. John's will be 3 degrees tomorrow. Yes, some clouds moving into the East Coast tonight, and that'll affect St. John's through the next few days, but with a high of 3 degrees. And then down in Halifax, look at that, double-digit temperatures for Halifax. Beautiful day expected for tomorrow. But yes, it will rain in the morning, in the afternoon, and the evening. So if you're headed out to Halifax, you and Vancouver are in the same spot. Bring your umbrella and your rain boots. Well, that's it for weather for another night. Here's the road report.